Well, good evening and welcome to the Mark Cruz Show. Mark Cruz Show is produced every week here at Texas Roadhouse Grill in Snellville. Great family restaurant. They're great to us. And tonight, the appetizer we've got featured here is the fried pickles. Let me tell you, if you call it an appetizer, I've tried them. Don't order a big entree if you're going to eat those things because you can make a meal off of them. They are absolutely delicious. Coach, we're here to talk about Parkview Brookwood tonight. The big rivalry of Five Forks Trickham, Parkview and Brookwood. Tell us about the game.
All right. Well, you know, it's been a big game. It's been a big statewide game for years. It generally turns out to have, a lot of consequences as far as the region race is concerned. And then, sort of the history of our region is that, if you're in the top 2 or 3 in our region, then generally you can compete with just about anybody in the state. So it's a great rivalry, has been going on for years. And, our kids grow up with their neighbors. Our school districts border each other. That they grow up playing at Mountain Park Youth League as opposed to Brookwood's Youth League with the BFA. They play against each other since they were 6, 7, 8 years old, and it's everything that a high school neighborhood rivalry should be, including good, clean competition. There's not a lot of animosity in terms of people being ugly to each other and that kind of thing, and I think that adds to the flavor of the rivalry as well. I mean, it's great high school competition with kids that are playing hard and coaches that are coaching hard, fans that are excited about their school and not necessarily vindictive against the other guy. So it's all of those things that a high school rivalry ought to be.
I've got some good friends that go to Parkview, and the amazing thing is their daughter married a Brookwood grad, and I often say, well, she's going to get upgraded now.
There
she's
you go.
Lady.
Exactly.
Well, Coach, let's get into the highlights of the Parkview game.
All right. We start out with the end around play, and their safety didn't bite on it very much, but Kyron made a little move there and turned what could have been no gain into a big play. We miss a block on the first down play after that, and end up losing a couple of yards, and then come right back, and Zach and Keenan Sweeney do a good job of hitting the hot route when the linebacker blitzes and pick up a first down, and then we run a dive play to the fullback and pick up the first down. Come back with another little quick reverse, and Josh Brown picks up a yard or two, and we pick up our first holding call of the night in our first drive that gets us down close to about the 35-yard line, and we end up with a holding call and a sack. So we quick kick with Zach, and he does an outstanding job there. And Kyron Priester and Afalabi get down there and down the ball inside the 1-yard line. And we give up a big play off the goal line to start with, and then as you know, I'm not one to much complain about the referees and that kind of thing, but the guy reverses his field on the long run here, and we get 2 guys get blocked in the back, and we get no flag. So we certainly, like I said, we certainly don't want to crybaby or complain about the referees, but we certainly did get a couple of them missed right there. We come back and throw the right back on the drive again with the offense. We come right back and hit the bootleg to Keenan Sweeney, and then we don't do a very good job of blocking on the quick pitch, which is one of our sort of staple plays, I guess. That's one of our bread and butter kind of plays, and we don't do a very good job of blocking it, and they get in the backfield and cause a fumble. So we've got our second trip down the field there. We end up with a fumble and put their offense back out on the field. Our defense coming back does a good job here. That's Garrett Reynolds making the play out there in the flat, force a third down and long, and then Liam Trainer does a good job on the deep ball. Come back and go 3 and out. Do a pretty good job there of ending the quarter on what should have been a completion for a first down, and we don't connect, and had a guy open and don't connect with the pass. So Mitch Hotop comes out and punts the ball, I think, for 52, 53 yards. Just really an outstanding job of flipping the field in the kicking game. And their quarterback that they started the season with broke his collarbone a couple of weeks ago, and sort of forced them into some wildcat stuff and some things of that nature. And it really is kind of a more so of a power offense than they've run recently. So you say they're limited in throwing the ball a little bit. There's Josh Brown returning the punt. Man, what an outstanding.
A lot of balance there.
A lot of balance. I mean, he picks up 15, 18 yards after the catch. Again, we don't do a very good job of blocking the quick pitch, and Jamal loses 4 or 5 yards, and then the next play we gain 4 or 5, and there goes Mitch on the soccer-style kick one more time. And again, we're hustling down the field and do an outstanding job in special teams. Pin them down there on the 2 or 3 yard line.
Right.
And then we don't do a very good job at all right here. I don't know how else to say it except for we got some guys that don't do a very good job of staying home where they're supposed to. And again, it's an error of effort. Those guys were hustling, trying to make the play, and just didn't stay at home where they should have. Kyron Priester and Zach come back and hook up on the big play action pass, and then second down, come back and throw the stop and go route to Kyron. Underthrow it just a little bit, make him wait on the ball, but get down inside the 10, and Jamal fighting hard to try to get in the end zone. We're down 14 points. It's 4th down on the 1 yard line, and I felt like that we needed to get the ball in the end zone and not take a field goal there. And the offense responded well and got the ball in the end zone and got us to within 14-7 going in at halftime.
Halftime score 14-7 Brookwood Parkview, and we'll get ready to go over the second half, Coach, after this pause. Welcome back to the Mark Cruz Show. We're getting ready to start the second half of the Brookwood Parkview game, Coach, so let's get to the highlights of the second half.
Let's go. Again, we start the half on defense, and their running back. It's hard to judge on film sometimes, but their running back had a great night, and we had a hard time hemming him up a little bit sometimes. But as I've said, many times in the last couple of weeks. We got guys that are going to get better. We got guys on defense that are going to get better because they're out there hustling and playing hard and doing a great job of trying to head off some of those mistakes that we've got. There's a good job out there to stop them, get them to punt the ball, and then we don't make a very good decision there. Kind of launch the deep ball down the middle of the field and a little bit too long a throw, and on first down we go out there and sort of squander a possession, I guess, because we have a low snap and don't do a very good job of getting the ball distributed like we should. And then we put our defense right back out there at a disadvantage because those guys are, they're struggling a little bit to stop them from running the football, and then they get a stop and punt it to us, and we give it right back to them. So the defense is kind of put at a disadvantage. Now, Joey McLean comes in, and we get the play called into the boundary when it should have been called to the wide side of the field, and so again we got another possession where we don't communicate very well, and we're doing a really good job on offense, and then we'll go in for a series, and it just sort of seems like this is the series where, the Keystone Cops show up or whatever, and we can't get things going like we should, and then, we'll come back in another series and look like $1 million again. So on offense, where we need to move the ball and keep those guys off the field, we've taken a couple of series and given it right back to them. So That's difficult for your defense, particularly when they're struggling to stop a running back like that. And we got to do a little bit better job of maintaining possession. Sean McGee did a great job there of picking up the fumble. Now our offense comes in. We hit the wheel. We go from 3 and out, interception on first down to we get the ball back and we hit the wheel down the sideline. Just an excellent throw by Zach. We come right back to the shallow route to the split end and pick up another 15 or 20 yards, and then we throw the deep route to Jamal right on the money and take the ball into the end zone. So our offense came back in that series and really kind of looked like $1 million bucks again, and do a good job there of handling them up on defense. Really good job. We've done a good job for the last 3 or 4 weeks in short yardage situations. We get them stopped and come right back and fumble the snap. So we get them snapping the ball over their quarterback's head, and just a strange turn of events in that series. We get a defensive block in the back penalty. Something you don't see very often.
A defensive block in the back.
And I couldn't understand why we would be blocking for one of their guys running the ball, but that's what the referee said. Kind of a blatant interference call that wasn't made right there, and come back and throw the crossing route to Jamal. And goodness gracious, if we had about 6 more inches of field right there, I think Jamal would have been able to take that one to the house. But we come back and throw the curl and get an interference call. Jamal runs the draw, and then we run the sweep, get the ball down to about the 15-yard line, and we get a hot release there with pressure, and we get a touchdown. Josh Brown's touchdown was called back on a holding call that would have tied the game, and
that's overtime, perhaps.
And we had about 3 minutes left in the game and scored, and got a holding call for our second touchdown being called back in the game. One in the first half and one in the second half, and it's tough to overcome. But
it's 14 points off the board.
14 off the board, and you gotta try to make sure that you secure the ball. We dropped the ball on the ground a couple of times, center quarterback exchange, and we felt like it was unfortunate that we got those 2 holding calls, but there were some other things in the game that we should have done better, or had an opportunity to do better, and also keep their offense off the field a little bit. And so it was a good battle. It was another 7-point game at Parkview, and we got it puts us a little bit behind the 8 ball as far as the region is concerned, but still just 1 loss in our region, so we're 1-1 in region competition. If we can get our chin up off the floor a little bit here and get after Decula in our next game,
coming in Friday,
and you finish the region with 1 loss in the region, you'll be in good shape.
Well, as soon as we get through with the next break, we'll come back, Coach, and go over the players of the game and the Parkview game. Final score at Parkview was 21-14 for the Panthers. Welcome back to the Coach Cruz Show. We just finished going over the Parkview Brookwood game, and we're back now, Coach, to go over the players of the game.
All right. Our players of the game for the Parkview game start with our offensive player, Zach Moon. Zach is our quarterback and threw the ball for a touchdown and close to 250 yards, and did a good job of leading our offense. So Zach is our offensive player. Our defensive player for the game is Matt Price. Matt is a junior defensive back. Had an outstanding game and did a good job for us there. Our special teams player, a guy who averaged almost 47 yards a kick. Zach Moon did a great job of kicking the ball on the quick kick, but Mitch Hotop had, like I said, almost a 47-yard average kicking, downed a couple of punts inside the 10-yard line, kicked off twice into the end, 2 out of 3 times into the end zone. The other one landed at about the 1-yard line. So Mitch Hotop is our special teams player. Our goal team player for the Parkview game is Jackson Sweeney. Jackson is a defensive back, wide receiver, a senior, does an outstanding job for us every day. Tyler Evans is our 100% player for the game. Tyler is a transfer offensive defensive lineman from the state of Washington, and has been with us since June, and has just done an outstanding job of being one of our leaders in our offensive and defensive line. So we're proud to honor him as our 100% player for the week.
Well, congratulations to those young men and their outstanding effort in the Parkview game, and we get ready for next week when the Decula Falcons will be coming to Brookwood Community Stadium, and hopefully we'll have a better outcome in that one, Coach. Look forward to seeing you next week.
Look forward to seeing you.
And that'll wrap up the Mark Cruz Show for this week, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.